Hey everyone, good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on when you're watching this video. I am Pastor Blatt. I'm the pastor at St. John's Lutheran Church in the Mahoning Valley, which is about 8 miles outside of Lehighton in Carbon County. So I'm about an hour north of Philadelphia if you take the turnpike. I'm out here in a very rural setting. My first call also was a rural setting. Throughout seminary, I kept saying that I was going to do urban ministry, and obviously that didn't go as I thought it would. It went as God thought that it would, so here I am in a rural setting. So my video today is to introduce you to congregational vitality, and then we're going to post about it this week and talk about it, and throughout this semester, I'll be engaging with you about congregational vitality because I think it's of the utmost importance, and I think that all ministers of Word and Sacrament and Word and Service, lay people, everybody should be focused on vitality in the church rather than this narrative of scarcity that we have going around. I think that we need to have a narrative of abundance and work towards vitality. So the first thing that we need to do is define congregational vitality. Congregational vitality and congregations that are vital exude a certain kind of vibrancy, a friendly, welcoming manner, and God's presence is tangible. Those who attend regularly have a sense of purpose. They realize that there are people with a purpose, that they're not just in church for a country club, that they're there for a reason. They support each other by nurturing one another's faith and helping each other identify their spiritual gifts and use those gifts in the congregation and in the world. When they disagree, they do so in a respectful manner, ultimately strengthening the congregation. The people in these vital congregations understand God's mission goes beyond their walls. They intentionally connect with the wider Christian community and within their local context to share the good news in word and deed by striving to be God's hands in the world. Vital congregations may be large or small. They may be growing or shrinking or holding steady. The key to their vitality is that they experience God's active presence in everyday life and live as disciples of Christ. There was a research project by the ELCA, which was published in 2001, called Discovering Hope, Building Vitality in Rural Congregations. And within that study, they outlined 7 markers of vitality. 1. Lifelong Christian formation. 2. Outward missional focus. 3. Intentional evangelism. 4. Healthy systems. 5. Caring relationships. 6. Empowering leadership. And 7. Spirit-inspired worship. In recent years, the ELCA has decided that there are 3 things a congregation must do in order to be considered vital or to work towards vitality. The first thing that they say is to strengthen their relationships with God. The second is to nurture relationships within the congregation. And the third is a strong presence in the community. This can all seem like it's a little unpredictable and that maybe I don't know whether or not my congregation is vital, but you can predict vitality and sustainability in a congregation by asking yourselves these questions. Does the congregation have good leadership? That's both pastoral and lay leadership. Is the location a deterrent to its sustainability? Are its finances working? And are membership and attendance trends going up or down? So obviously we know that a congregation can be vital but not sustainable, and if their attendance is going down, that their money is going down, obviously they won't be sustainable into the future. But you can live into vitality without necessarily seeing a place for yourself in the future. We've seen examples of churches that will say, you know what, we have 18 months left of money, let's just serve the community and go out with a bang. And in some cases, those congregations have turned around and are now worshiping a lot of people and are sustainable. And in some cases, they die faithfully. But I think that congregational vitality forces us to focus on why we're here. We're a people with a purpose. We're not just here so that we can hang out with our friends on Sunday morning and have some social club because those things are fickle. If you look all over the country, country clubs and things like that in the past were huge, tons of people. Now they're struggling and they're closing, and that's because those types of relationships are fickle, and these types of relationships that we create in churches are not. So the premise on which I'm doing my doctoral work is that congregational vitality is all-encompassing. It requires homiletics, pastoral care, liturgical action, deeply rooted biblical study and understanding, and of course, church administration. So this week, I invite you all to think about congregational vitality and to engage with congregational vitality in a meaningful way. You might ponder questions like, how can church leaders articulate God, how God shows up in and through a congregation and its people in order to work towards or maintain vitality? How can the people of God work together through successes and failures in a way that promote open dialogue and vitality? How can the congregational leaders create and nurture partnerships within the community to make a positive impact on the strength of community and to promote vitality? So I invite you to engage all of those things, but you can obviously go further and talk about whatever interests you related to vitality. I have to admit, while I was in seminary, I didn't hear the words congregational vitality once. And now, even once I was ordained, I didn't hear them until the parochial reports were moved into talking about congregational vitality, and now you still see a few people will talk about congregational vitality, but I really think that this needs to be a thing that we're teaching our future pastors and lay leaders in seminaries, because this is of the utmost importance and the way that our church will find itself in the future. So engage those questions, and I'm excited to work with you and to engage along with you. Thanks.